Dodsall Stadium. The biggest crowd of the season is in West Yorkshire to watch the top two battle for 80 minutes. Two crucial points at stake. It'll be York to get proceedings underway. The referee, Matt Rossley, the Australian with NRL experience, currently based in London. He controlled the season opener at Bootham Crescent, and we all know what happened there. A bumper crowd of over 4,000 were not left disappointed. It was a belting game, and it was settled with a final kick of the game by Joe Keys. 22 points to 20. The Bulls won that. Let's see what happens this afternoon. Let's have some fun on Bulls Live Proper Sport as Hallis will give the ball to Bustin, and Bustin's wrapped up on his own 20-metre line on tackle number 2. Hallis now to Minchella. Minchella on that right-hand edge. 25 tries in all competitions in 2018, and he'll be looking to get the try-scoring tally ticking over once again this afternoon. So a solid defensive start here from the City Knights. Crossley will play the ball, 15 shy of halfway. It'll go from Hallis to Keys. Matty Marsh has to reach forward, and he's immediately smothered there by Busting and Mikey Wood. Out of dummy half, it's going to go from Ellis. Wrapped up, second tackle gone. We've had exactly 90 seconds gone on the clock. Here goes Mazeev, and Mazeev's going to be brought down on tackle number 3. Turned over there by Hallison Crossley. Good intensity to this one. Early doors as Sam Scott, the former Sheffield Eagles man, is going to be brought down 10 metres inside the Bradford half. Once again, out of dummy half from Ellis. Ellis will give the ball to Walm. Jordan Walm's going to be wrapped up on the last tackle. One of 3 dual registration players for Hulkinston Rovers this afternoon. The kick's going to come in by Connor Robinson. Robinson kicking towards Dalton Grant. Dalton Grant's wrapped up on tackle number 1. It's Bulls Live Proper Sport. No score. Both sides having a clean start to proceedings. And John Keys, we talk about the mental strength, the tactical options, and the big match experience of both these sides. Who's your money on this afternoon?
Well, after the first 2 sets, it's pretty even, Stephen. I do think Bradford might have a bit too much, and it's interesting James Ford selection in the half-backs and putting Matty Marsh back to full-back, but it's just tit for tat at the moment, isn't it? It's early doors. What I do think will make play a big part in the game is the weather. It's got really hot this afternoon, so if you just see what impact that has on the match as it goes on.
Well, we're talking to both John Keir and James Ford about that mental strength, sharp, quick, focused play. And another great kick there from the Bulls on the last tackle, trying to turn around the York City Knights, who have the ball 15 metres shy of the halfway line. They're going to come down that middle channel once again with Jordan Walm. Walm gets to his feet, quick play the ball, through a huge gap is Andy Ellis. Andy Ellis is brought down by Busting, 35 metres out from the Bradford line, and York looking to strike early doors here. You feel it's going to be Garside on the last tackle. Ellis to Robinson. Robinson looking to put Grant under pressure. Grant's lost the ball. It's picked up by York. Referee Matt Rossley says York inside the 10. He gets the call from the touch judge. First penalty of the game. It's going to go to the Bulls, and you can already see, John, that they're going to target Cockayne and Robinson, Dalton Grant and Liam Johnson on that left edge.
Yeah, it looks like it, but to be honest, that's the second kick where the 3 lads outside have been offside. Robinson's delivery there just a bit slow by the time he actually gets to kick the ball, and they're well in front of him. But at least the referee picked it up, and now a terrible error there from Bradford.
Bradford's first error of the afternoon. Sam Hallis's pass in front of Callum Bustin, and the big prop forward for the Bulls there, just having to reach forward, and he couldn't get the body down. And York, well, they'll certainly take advantage of this error. Bradford, incidentally, have calmed down the error and the missed tackle count over the last couple of rounds. We all remember what happened against Hemel. A high missed tackle, a high error count. John Keir still striving for that perfect performance. And early doors here It is the York City Knights, second in the table. They know victory this afternoon would certainly close the gap. They'd be locked on 32 points apiece. And speaking to Andrew Chalmers before this game, every game from there on in would be a grand final, the final 8 games of the season. Here come York though, 10 metres out. Robinson's pass has been knocked on by Cockayne, but referee Matt Rossley is going to say that Dane Chisholm has taken the York player out off the ball, and it's a penalty apiece. Now what does James Ford's side do here? They're not going to go for 2. James Ford saying apply the pressure and potentially go for 4 or 6. Andy Ellis, the former Hulkiston Rovers, Wakefield and Featherstone man, will tap the ball and he'll give it to Tim Spears, 33 years of age, a lot of experience around the ruck. Ellis to Cockayne. York will cross first. It's Josh Johnson. Josh Johnson touches down to the left-hand side of the post. And a Bulls line a proper spot. It is the Bulls 0, the Knights 4. And it's come from a couple of errors from the Bulls and a bit of ill-discipline. And York have struck first, just as they did at Bootham Crescent in round 1. It's not Kieran Moss this time, it's Josh Johnson.
Well, just a massive hole there, wasn't there? There seemed to be Joe Keys in the post. I couldn't see anybody else. Johnson walked over the line. I'm not sure about the penalty decision. I couldn't see it clear enough for the tackling man without the ball, but he gave it, and we're going to be Bradford are going to be 6-0 down in about 30 seconds' time.
And John, we talked about that mental strength, that mental focus. How important is it York getting that first knockout blow?
Yeah, it's important, but do you know what? They've got to play for 80 minutes in this heat, and we just need to get going a little bit and make sure we know what we're at, but I'm sure it will come together.
Connor Robinson, 3 from 4 attempts in last week's narrow victory against the London Scholars. It was 22-20 in the end. Robinson from in front of the post turns 4 into 6, and wow, we're up and running at Uxall. Breakneck speed to this one. It is Bradford 0, York 6. And Christine Robinson saying poor defence, a simple try. Jacob Buxton saying paper thin tackling. Matthew Baxter says come on York. Glyn Calvert, sloppy rugby from the Bulls. And Callum Linford, he's certainly enjoying York's opening start to this one. Well, Dane Chisholm will get proceedings back underway. We've had exactly 6.5 minutes on the clock, and it will be York who will move the ball out from their own try line. Good, strong, industrious drive there. Busting in defence with Minchella. The heat could be an issue, but it's the same for both sides. Ellis wrapped up out of dummy half by Minchella and Busting. Back they're going to come via Spears. That was Scott to Spears on that occasion, and Tim Spears, a lot of experience, is brought down just shy of the halfway line, as once again York cutting the Bulls down the middle. It was Sam Scott on the last tackle. Here goes Cockayne out of dummy half, kicks one behind McNally. McNally has the ball. Cockayne's going to trap him in goal. And what a start this has been from James Ford's York City Knights side. They've forced 2 early errors on the Bulls, and now they've forced a repeat set via the boot. Ben Cockayne, we all know about his leadership and experience qualities. It's got to be said, John, the Bulls a little bit shaky.
Yeah, there have been some sloppy passes and some sloppy errors, but they haven't had the ball yet, have they? Bradford haven't had the ball yet in any sort of field position, so just got to ride out these tough times. But what I would say is as well that I think they've got to dictate a bit what's going on and not let York dictate to them.
Well, we're back underway from the goal line dropout restart. York, as we said, 15 wins, just 2 defeats to Whitehaven and Bradford in the league. Here goes Ellis out of dummy half. He's going to find Tim Spears. Spears wrapped up there by Bustin and Crossley. Garside comes in as the third man. It's a quick play of the ball in front of the post. It goes to Cockayne. Cockayne to Robinson. Robinson past Minchella. Can't get past Johnson. Johnson on his return to first team action wraps up Robinson 5 metres away from the line, and Bradford living life a little bit dangerously here in the opening 10 minutes. Joe Batchelor brought down on the last. Andy Ellis from dummy half. Great solid defence there from the Bulls. Elliot Minchella was the man who wrapped up Andy Ellis, who tried to squeeze over from dummy half. And we're just shy of 10 minutes gone here this afternoon on Bulls Live and Proper Sport, and the score still remains Bradford 0, the York City Knights 6. And John, at long last, the Bulls are going to have some ball, but deep inside their own half.
Yeah, and some rocking about there going on to play the ball as well with the York players. There's no need for that, just play the game. But yeah, they've got some ball, but unfortunately they're on the wrong end of the field.
Another error from the Bradford Bulls. Dalton Grant's knocking it on at dummy half. A fourth error inside the opening 10 minutes. This is very unaccustomed Bradford Bulls. JJ Hurst says, all over this. And David Lamb says, excuses coming out already. Going to be a long afternoon if you're mourning already. Keep your comments coming on in the chat. Let us know what you think the score's going to be, because there's a lot riding on this, as we said. And the York City Knights, they're certainly armoured here at Odsal this afternoon. And they have the opportunity 10 metres out to turn 6 potentially into 10 or 12. Here goes Waln. Waln's going to be brought down by Crossley. 5 metres to the left-hand side of the post. Inside the 10. It's going to go to Ellis. To Robinson. Through the gap is Banker Kane. And Banker Kane has a second try. 10 minutes gone on the clock. Referee Matt Russley points the finger. And we said the Knights were armoured. Well, they're certainly ready to seek revenge at Odsal this afternoon. They've doubled the lead. In as many minutes on the clock, the Bulls will regroup. But oh boy.
Well, I hate to say it, but 2 errors from the same player cost 2 tries. And you know what, you just got to get your head around it. I don't know why when Bradford get the ball after having it for 5 minutes that they're rushing it to play the ball. Get to the end of a set and get your kick in, get some field position and then hunt a mistake. That's what York are doing at the moment, and they've proved successful. It's probably going to be 12-0 now after this kick.
It has to be said, James Ford's side off to a breathless start. They've took advantage of every error and every penalty the Bulls have given them inside the opening 10.5 minutes. And Connor Robinson, it was his pass in front of the post that opened the Bulls up. And as we said, Banker Kane, a lot of experience. Robinson on point, 2 from 2. And on Bulls Live and Proper Sport this afternoon, this big crowd inside Odsal Stadium is slightly shocked, but they're now going to respond and try and get a response from the players. Sam Hallest is talking to referee Matt Rossley about his controlling of the ruck, but we're going to be back underway by the vote of Chisholm, and Chisholm's going to send this one downtown. Taken on the full by Matty Marsh, and Matty Marsh will give the ball immediately to Josh Johnson. Crossley getting stuck in. Johnson out of dummy half to Ellis. Ellis attacks Johnson and Hallis down that left-hand edge. They're just outside their own 20-metre line as it goes from Ellis to Waln. Jordan Waln is going to be brought down 15 metres short of halfway. 3 tackles gone here for the York City Knights as Tim Spears meets Steve Crossley head-on in a crunching one-man tackle. It's a quick play of the ball. They're going to come down this right-hand edge with Scott, and Sam Scott's brought down on the 5th and last tackle. 5 metres inside the Bulls' half. Back it goes to Robinson. Robinson takes aim. It goes into the sky. Comes down for Ethan Ryan on the 20. And Ethan Ryan is going to move the ball up to his own 30-metre line. Good kick. Good chase. Jacob Fleming there. Could have been penalised for a high tackle. Crowd certainly seeing things that the officials aren't as it goes out of dummy half from McNally to Dalton Grant. 13 tries in 2018, and the Welsh international will play the ball on the halfway line. It'll go from Keys to Minchella. Minchella wrapped up inside enemy territory. He's brought down 8 metres inside the York half on tackle number 4. Hallis to Crossley. Crossley smothered and wrapped up. Last tackle now for the Bulls. Their best field position of the match thus far. Keys perfectly weighted. Mikey Woods chasing it. York have let the ball bounce, and that's a penalty to the Bulls because Jacob Fleming was in front of Judai Maziv, and it will be a penalty to the Bulls. Accidental offside, but still in an offside position. And the Bulls now, John, they're going to have a repeat set 12 metres out from the York line.
Well, just said it, finally got some good ball and got to the end of a set, and then they got a result out of it. Just think everyone needs to calm down a little bit, and a bit shell shocked. Great start from York, but there's a long way to go in this game. And as I said, it'll be interesting what Bradford do now when they've got some good ball, good field position.
Hallis to Chisholm. Chisholm's flat pass towards Bustin. Bustin, who's a regular now of the Bulls until the end of 2019, is wrapped up on top of the York line, and it's going to be another penalty. York slowing down the ruck. 3 penalties now to the Bulls. 2 in quick succession, and York now under the pump. 14 minutes on the clock. Early tries from Johnson and Cockayne have got the Bulls having to claw back the deficit. Steve Crossley's turned over on his back. 2 metres away from the line. Hallis, Keys, Chisholm, misses out Garside, finds Oakes. Oakes on this left-hand edge, and Oakes is going to be brought down 5 away from the York line, 5 in from this main stand side. McNally to Garside. Garside weighing up his options, decides brute forces the way forward, and he's brought down on the 4th tackle. Bradford running out of tackles here, still trailing 12-0. Chisholm, Crossley, in front of the post. Lateral pass, Crossley wrapped up, and that will be 4th tackle gone, 1 remaining. Great defence from the York City Knights. Can they hold out? Keys drops the shoulder. Rolled. Last tackle now for the Bulls. Johnson out of dummy half. It goes back to Dane. Crossfield kick. Looking for Ethan Ryan. Ryan catches it. Inside. It goes to Garside. Garside back to Oakes. Hot potato stuff from the Bulls. The pass from Oakes to Chisholm. And Chisholm's dropped the ball with the line open. It's the 0 tackle. And York have kept that line unscathed, and it remains a Bulls Live proper sport. 16 minutes gone here at a baking hot Odsal Stadium. Bradford Bulls 0, York City Knights 12.
Yeah, a bit of a shame there towards the end of the set. I thought Keys was going over there, but you know, we've got to take the line on a bit more. The kicking and that for the corners is nice, but there's a couple of chances we've had there where we haven't done what we should have done, and I just think he's got a 40-20 there.
Connor Robinson has kicked a 40-20. Dalton Grant out of position. The referee, Matt Rossley, looks to the touch judge. The touch judge gives him the affirmative, and the York City Knights now are going to keep the pressure on the Bulls. Tim Spears on tackle number 1. Brought down 2 metres away from that Bradford line. Ellis in there at dummy half. Referee's going to stop the clock. Greg McNally has just gone down and just gets up rather gingerly.
Wakey, Bradford!
And referee Matt Rossley just talking there to Tim Spears and Greg McNally. This will actually play into the Bulls players' hands. Bit of a break. The physio staff all coming on the field. They've got to retreat now as York via Butler Fleming. Beautiful offload in the tackle. Sucked in Ethan Ryan and Ross Oates. And the Zimbabwean, the former Wakefield man, Judah Maziv, has got a 3rd try for the York City Knights. Champagne, Rugby League football. The shock well and truly on at Odsal. Bradford 0, York City Knights 16. The bookmakers were giving York a 13-point start prior to kick-off.
Yeah, I'm a bit concerned. I think the game might be gone soon if we're not careful here, Bradford. We've totally switched off. We've had one set of good ball and ended up with a bit of a mess at the end of it. And York have just marched us down the other field. Need some questions answering, really, and I don't know if anyone's got the answers there for Bradford at the moment. It's all looking a bit slow.
George Flanagan and James Green about to be the first interchanges of the afternoon from John Keir. And the Bulls, if they knew they were going to be up against it this afternoon, they certainly are now. And Ben Potter says, great kick, Connor Robinson. Bobby Bucknell says, get in, what a try. And Robert Frog saying, this is easy for the Knights. Connor Robinson then. 5 metres in from this main stand side with a left boot. First miss of the afternoon, but York won't be complaining because with 18 minutes gone on the clock here at Odsal Stadium, this massive top of the table clash between Bradford and York, and it's going the way of the men from North Yorkshire. The Knights lead the Bulls 16-0, and it'll be Chisholm to get proceedings back underway. He goes shallow over on the far stand side. Johnson comes in as the second defender alongside Minchella, trying to drive Brad Hay into touch, but he applies the brakes. And the York City Knights are just going to come down the middle once again. Ellis to Waln. Waln's brought down on his own 40-metre line. Ellis sucks in Flanagan. Flanagan will bring down Spears. That's tackle number 4 for the York City Knights. Ellis to Johnson. Johnson, who opened the scoring for James Ford's side, brought down on the last. Robinson once again sends it downtown towards Dalton Grant. Grant takes it on the full this time, but he's now going to wrestle with Joe Porter, who's just come on the field. McNally in at dummy half to Johnson. These black and yellow striped York shirts swarming on this Bradford Bulls defensive line, and now the referee Matt Rossley gives Bradford a relieving penalty. York guilty of not allowing Greg McNally a quick play the ball, so the penalty count 4-1, and that will give the Bulls some good field position, John, and a chance to put an attacking structure play together.
Yeah, I think if they just complete a set, it'll be a start, if I'm honest, Mick. Very poor start. Fair play to York. They've come out of the traps like greyhounds, haven't they? Going really well here. I don't know what answers Bradford have got. I see there's a couple of substitutions been made now. See what difference that makes to the game.
Sam Hallis will play the ball inside the York half. Here goes Chisholm. Chisholm to McNally. McNally to Garside. Garside is going to be wrapped up by Scott and Ellis. 3 York defenders there in that tackle. Flanagan back down the middle once again. Steve Crossley already going through a lot of work, giving the Bulls the momentum, advancing them forward. Flanagan will attack the markers out of dummy half. Last tackle, centre of the field, 15 metres out. Hallis to Keys. Keys, grubber kick into the in-goal area, and Matty Marsh puts his body on the line because Keys and McNally were chasing that on the inside, and it just hit that right hand upright. And we're about to see Graham Horn and Jack Omenroyd come on the field. Jack Omenroyd on loan from the Leeds Rhinos. Last week playing for Featherstone. Do we agree with Jewel Reg? Let us know in the comments. But big Jack Omenroyd, 26 years of age, great pedigree at this level. He's going to be brought down 20 metres out from the halfway line, and that will force Robinson into a bit of a rushed kick. McNally, though, kicks it straight into the arms of the York player, and that'll be back to 1 on the tackle count. The Bulls are committing suicide here in the first half at Odsal. It's going to be Joe Porter who's brought down 20 metres out from the line as Robinson. He's going to give the ball to Horn. Horn gets the legs going forward. The 2-10s meet there. Crossley wraps up Horn just to the right-hand side of the post as it goes to Ellis now. Ellis goes probing across the face of the Bulls line. Green and Minchella had to come in. 16-0 York lead. They're looking for a 4th try. They're going to get a 4th try. They've penetrated out wide. It's Joe Porter. He's just come off the field. It's 20 points to 0. Unbelievable scenes here at Odsal in the sunshine.
Well, he just walked through Joe Keys there, but to be honest, Connor Robinson is kicking us to death, and no one spotted that yet. Greg's too deep, we kicked the ball straight back, the two wingers are out of it, and that's what's happening. For me, how long has gone? 30 minutes? Bradford ain't going to come back from this. They really need to start getting together and seeing what they're doing here. They're struggling, and we need some proper leadership out on the field at the moment. But you know, one-on-one there, he's just run over Joe Keys, probably one of our smallest blokes, but there's no excuse for that.
Well, York knew that if they could get 2 points here this afternoon, we'll talk about the final 8-game running a little bit later, but York certainly have the more favourable fixture list with sides like Hemel and West Wales.
Interchange for Yorkshire tonight, leading the field, number 9.
But oh boy, the shock certainly on here. And we mentioned in the pre-match amble, the average age of the Bulls side today, 23 years and 9 months. The average age of the York side, 26 years, 11 months. So considerable experience in favour of the visitors. And certainly when you look at players like Ben Kane, Andy Ellis and Tim Spears, it is certainly showing. Connor Robinson adds the extra 2. Bradford Bulls 0. York City Knights 22 here at Odsal Stadium. We've had 25 minutes gone on the clock. 15 to go to half time. Can this game be saved, John Keys?
I don't think so, if I'm honest. I don't think Bradford are here at the moment. I didn't even come here on a bus, but I just don't think they are. It's very, very stop-start, and like I said, Robinson's kicking us to death, and we don't know what to do about it. We're just giving away too much field position, and fair play, every time that's happened, York have maximised the opportunity and scored.
Well, York, they've had 8 more sets of 6 thus far in this fixture, and that is going to be taking it out of those Bradford Bulls players in the second half. The temperature at 28 degrees here. Referee Matt Rossley catches Bradford inside the 10. Perhaps a little bit of tiredness, a bit of fatigue creeping in as Judah Maziv, the Zimbabwe international, charges towards Garside. And Mikey Ward and referee Matt Rossley gives York only their 3rd penalty of the first half. Connor Robinson drills it into touch on that far stand side. Connor Robinson scored a try and kicked 5 from 5 in a famous 26-16 win over Toronto at Bootham Crescent last season. This would equal the feats there, and now Bradford have given away a 4th penalty right in front of the post, and James Ford has 2 fingers in the air. It'll run down the clock, but more importantly, it will be a 4-try lead to the visitors. They've already indicated they're going to go for the 2 points, and Matt Rossley points the fingers at the post, and the touch judges will go behind. But oh boy, what a performance in this first half from the York City Knights. They've silenced this massive crowd inside Odsal this afternoon, and a chance now for Connor Robinson. As we said, he was the architect when the York City Knights defeated Toronto Wolfpack at Bootham Crescent last year, and he's doing it all again this afternoon against the Bulls, John.
Yeah, I said he would early pre-match, you know, he can kick this lad. I was pretty confident Bulls would come out and have a bash here, but they haven't, and Robinson's kicking us to death both out of hand and with his goal kicking. Just going back to your dual reg point, I'm not a fan of it, not because of today, but what's happened today is, of course, York have borrowed 3 players 2 days before the biggest game of the season, and to me that's just silly. You know, people are playing for 3 and 4 clubs a season, it's ridiculous. Bradford have just signed Jordan Lilly, he's played for Featherstone, Lee and Leeds this year. That just shouldn't be happening. But fair play to York, mate, they've come out here and had a right crack at Bradford and got the just rewards.
The referee will stop the clock. Connor Robinson has taken the fully allotted minute. We have 13 minutes to go to half-time on Bulls Live Proper Sport. Connor Robinson with the left boot between the posts, over the red, amber and black dot, and it is now 24 points to 0. 13 minutes out from half-time. The Bulls, John, it's got to be said, a try now just prior to half-time and do them the world of good. But this big crowd here, almost silenced
Well, there's a few people shouting silly complaints about the way the Bulls are playing. At the moment, they've been outplayed by York City Knights. Don't forget that. Yeah, they haven't had the field position or the ball, but York have come here to play. So I think people also need to be appreciative of actually what York have brought to the party here.
Well, York City Knights, once again, moving the ball outside their own 20, and you've got to go back to 1985, the last time York tasted victory here at Odsal. They defeated Bradford Northern 17 points to 12. And York's tries from that afternoon coming from Matt Carter, Peter Martin and Gary Price. York 24-0 here. Last tackle, says the referee. The 5 metres inside the Bradford half, centre field. It'll go to Robinson. Robinson's going to kick it back there to Porter. Porter puts a high-hanging kick straight down to McNally. McNally's lost the ball, facing his own try line. Some of the York supporters now saying that that's a decision that's not gone their way. What can Bradford do? They're 90 metres out from the York try line, deep inside their own half. Struggling for a bit of go forward here. Referee Matt Rossley gives Bradford the penalty. Jack Omenroyd is going to be penalised for laying on in the tackle. 6-4, the penalty count now in favour of the Bulls. Andy Gregory in the comments says, "Come on, you Bulls." And now there's a tackle on the shoulder, and that one has gone down on the side. Here we go. It's Ben Kane and George Flanagan, the gracious gentlemen of the lower divisions, getting stuck in. The touch judges come on. Well, State of Origin finished a couple of weeks ago, but the Biff arrives once again at Odsal. And perhaps this could be the catalyst, John, to give the Bulls some much-needed spark.
Yeah, fair play to Ross Oakes there. He took the tap and just ran straight at them. But that's what they do. But it's all right getting all heated, but that's also a lot of frustration coming out of the Bradford team there because they're not playing very well. So, you know, for me it was a lucky penalty in the play the ball, to be honest, going back 30 metres. Danes put a good kick in, Ross made 10 metres, and now all of a sudden it's kicked off a bit. But you've got to come out with attitude at 5-3, not at 25-4.
Referee Matt Rossley talking to both touch judges. Matt Rossley, considerable experience at this level, and he's going to call out Ben Kane. He was the instigator who got in the face of George Flanagan, and he'll now look for George Flanagan, and George Flanagan comes towards referee Matt Rossley. I think he's going to give both players the benefit of the doubt and keep them on the field. It's certainly getting heated out there. The penalty will go to the Bulls, and a crucial period of play coming up here now with exactly 30 minutes gone on the clock. 2 penalties back to back to the Bulls will see them in good field position and a chance to post first points.
Well, I forget, I don't really know what that penalty's for. If it was for the high tackle, he waved it off, and then if you lift someone's legs over the horizontal, then it's a card, I'm afraid, and we haven't had either.
James Green, listen to the noise, the wall of noise. They're bringing the Bulls home. Here goes Peltier. Ross Peltier down the middle. You sense something is about to happen. Flanagan in a dummy half to Chisholm. Chisholm tries to skip his way to the line and he's brought down on his back. That's the 3rd tackle gone. 2 tackles remaining in this set. Flanagan from dummy half. He's held up. Can he get the ball down? He's lost it in the act of scoring. You said something was going to happen. It is another Bradford Bulls error. They're 7th in this first half. And now York will just do the one-man rugby afield, take the pressure off themselves, and it will be Harry Carter out of dummy half to Judd and Mazeev, and Mazeev's brought down there on the 3rd tackle. Cocaine now to Ash Robson, and Ash Robson, as we said, the winger, just alleviating that burden on the forwards. They've gone through a mountain of work. Last tackle, says the referee. Good defensive set here from the Bulls. Robinson looking for another 40-20. McNally's knocked the ball forward. Can McNally save the Bulls' bacon? City Knights. He's going to say McNally is very lucky to get away with that one. And it remains Bradford 0, York 24. Tries from Johnson, Cockayne, Maziv and Porter. Bolton Grant trying to win a penalty. Flanagan to Ryan. 21 tries this season under John Keir. Here goes Crossley. Crossley's brought down just shy of the halfway line. Here goes George Flanagan. He wants out Jacob the Fleming, and Jacob the Fleming has gone high over the face into George Flanagan. The crowd appealing for a penalty. Pandemonium here on the Northern Terrace below the commentary position. Referee Matt Rossley will stop the clock. He'll just have a little word in the ear of Jake Butler Fleming. We've got 7.5 minutes to go to half time on Bulls Live Proper Sport. And Liam Mayland says, what time are Bradford going to turn up today? Darren Broadman, he saw it as I saw it. Now that was a knock on from Greg McNally. And I certainly feel the Bulls have got out of jail with that decision. 24 points to 0, the score remains.
Yeah, just some people are sending some comments in there to the live stream. What we must remember is this is what this division is about. This ain't about beating West Wales 124-0. These are the games you've got to perform in. So what we need to do now is find out whether Bradford have the ability to do that.
There's a second ball on the field. Bradford advancing further. This will be the 4th time in this match they've had the ball and a full set of 6 inside the York 20. This is what John Keir calls good ball. Can they turn it into points? Flanagan to Green. Green on his Oxford debut. Brought down by Oman Royd and company. Flanagan, Chisholm, Keys. Bradford have stretched the Knights. Johnson towards the corner. The ball's gone into touch. Has it come off a York hand or Bradford player? The referee packs the scrum, head and feed to the Bulls. It was a York City Knights hand that stopped Johnson from getting the ball to Dalton Grant. The pressure cooker continues. Martin Wilson says York potentially heading joint top this afternoon. Keys, Flanagan, Chisholm, Garside along the line, looking for a hole. Can't get past Scott and Batchelor, who turns him in the tackle. 5 metres out from the line. Flanagan to Peltier. Peltier, 5 tries this season. He scored 4 under Jeff Tuvey last year. A 6th here would certainly be one of the highlights. Flanagan, Chisholm, across the face of the post to Keys, to Michela. Michela wrapped up though. This well-drilled, well-marshalled York City Knights defence, not giving the Bulls an inch, and that'll please head coach James Ford. Another penalty now to the Bradford Bulls. They've had 9 penalties in this first half, and the referee just talking to Ben Cockayne and also Graham Horn coming in. It's now or never, you feel, for the Bulls. 5 minutes to go to half-time. James Green's lost the ball on tackle number 1. And all that pressure has just been let off. A 9th error now for the Bradford Bulls in this first half. It has certainly been a first half to forget, and it remains York 24, Bradford 0. Tries from Johnson, Cockayne, Maziv and Porter. Robinson 4 from 5. Harry Carter directing the movement and flow out of dummy half. Peltier and Flanagan in defence. And now York have got without the ball. Manny Marsh with an error. 10 metres shy of the halfway line. And Manny Marsh gets to his feet. Referee will stop the clock because Bulls have formed the scrum. Well, when we were speaking to John Keir prior to this game, from a coaching and performance point of view, he said that the important thing today is the result, the end result. Come 5 p.m. is all that matters. And the Bulls will do everything in their power to achieve that goal. 2 vital league points up for grabs. Well, they had 80 minutes to get a result. The Bulls now have 42 minutes to overturn a 24-point deficit. It would be a performance for the ages if it happens. Flanagan to Green. This time he holds onto the ball. 18 metres out from the line. It's going to go to Kirk, who's just come on the field. Chisholm looking for Ethan Ryan, but Ethan Ryan has somehow put the pressure on Junai Maziv, and Maziv has come up with an error on his own try line. The Bulls are going to get another repeat set, 10 metres out from the York line, and with 3 minutes remaining at the end of this first half, oh boy, what a finish we've got here. Christopher Battle, difficult viewing. Well, James Ford, all too aware it's an important game and a huge challenge here this afternoon. They arrived here very cool, calm and composed, very relaxed when they were going round the pre-match preparations. Can Bradford strike? Chisholm to Peltier. Peltier brought down in a 3-man tackle. The pressure cooker turned up to 10. It's sizzling. Flanagan. Chisholm. Garside. Garside looks for the support of McNally. He's over the line, but the referee will say tackle completed. Flanagan now in at dummy half to Chisholm. To Kirk. Kirk on his knees in front of the post, 5 metres out. Flanagan to Green. Green on debut. Can he get the ball down? No, he can't. It is the last tackle. We've got 2 minutes remaining at the end of this first half. Flanagan out wide to Keys. Keys over the top. Dalton Grant. Dalton Grant's in the corner. Lifeline for the Bulls. 24 points to 4. And Dalton Grant ends the trailer streak. Try 14 of the season! Wow!
Well, do you know what though? A great pass from Keys, but do you know what actually happened there? A bit of patience about what we were doing. Dane put the ball inside there. I don't know if it's to Green or to Crossley, but even Kirky, but a great drive. And all of a sudden we've got a chance because we're looking at what we're doing. We just need to chill out a bit. Fans are getting really frustrated here, but what we've got to do is just keep playing. We've had 3 sets of good ball and we've got a result. That's what we need to keep doing. Keep the ball down there into the field.
Dane Chisholm, 6 from 8 attempts last week in that 36-16 victory over Gary Thornton's Hunslet side from the far stand touchline. That one has just gone to the right hand side of the post. The Bulls will have 70 seconds to perhaps double their lead and go 90 metres. But Dalton Grant has narrowed the gap to just 20 points. But half-time can't come soon enough for the Bulls. And you've got to imagine, John, if we're being brutally honest, John Keir will be absolutely filthy.
Yeah, he will be, but at the same time, you know, this game's all about possession, and if you don't respect it, then you're not going to get anywhere. I think York have had 6 sets of good ball and scored 4 times, haven't they? That's what this game's about. Bradford have made 9 or 10 errors already in the game, is that right? 9 or 10 errors, you can't do it, I'm afraid. 9 or 10 errors shouldn't even be in 80 minutes.
Connor Robinson's restart taken there by Ethan Ryan. Looks and turns and finds Peltier. Peltier brought down by Butler Fleming. And also Cockayne, who goes for Peltier's right ankle. Is that a flop from Sam Scott, the referee? He's going to stop the clock. Ross Peltier is down in a little bit of pain and discomfort. We've got 50 seconds remaining. Ross Peltier gets to his feet and he's going to complain to the referee about something that's happened in that tackle. And I think it was Ben Cockayne who actually trapped Peltier's ankle, and the impact of the tackle could be deemed a little bit dangerous. Referee Matt Rossley just getting some advice in his right ear from the touch judge, and he's just going to explain the decision to both Ben Cockayne and Graham Horn. He's not give a penalty yet to the Bulls. Just waiting to see what the decision's going to be. He's going to say it's going to be a play the ball.
That's a penalty all day long, Mick. That I think it was Ben Cockayne just flopped on Ross after the tackle had been made. A touch judge is 10 yards away and can't see anything. That's poor.
Flanagan to Green. Green wrapped up there by Porter and Horn. Flanagan will attack the markers and Porter comes in with Ormonroyd. Bradford, they've got 30 seconds remaining in this first half as it goes to Keys, to Minchella, out to Grant. Grant puts the fend in, gets up to halfway. 20 seconds remaining, a tackle remaining for the Bulls as it goes to Keys, to Kirk. Kirk's gone without the ball. A 10th error in the first half from the Bradford Bulls. That is unorthodox. And the referee is going to stop the clock because York have formed the scrum with 10 seconds exactly remaining. And what do you do here, John, from a York City Knights point of view? Do you try and take a tackle? Do you go for the Hail Mary? Or do you just run it in and be happy with your first half performance leading by 20 points at 24-4?
Well, I'd be happy at 24-4. What I don't get is there that Keys got the ball, there's 12 seconds left. Why not drill it into touch? Or put a kick in down by their post. Instead we make a pass in the middle of the field that's doing nothing. And I don't get that. Game management and think about what's going on.
Final play of the first half. It will see Sam Scott brought down by James Green and Liam Johnson. And oh boy, a bit of a shock developing here at Odsal Stadium. Bradford Bulls, top of the table, just one defeat all season. They trail second place York City Knights by 24 points to 4. First half tries from Johnson, Cockayne, Nazeeb and Porter put the fat into the fire, and the small. Then 5 2-point games this season, including the opener against the Bulls. James Ford's side will be absolutely delighted that they have a 20-point lead at the start of this second half. Chisholm gets proceedings underway. It'll be taken by Robinson. Robinson to Jack Ormonroyd. And Ormonroyd, the son of Ian Ormonroyd, the famous Bradford City footballer, will take the first tackle of this second half. 40 minutes between the York City Knights and a famous victory here at Odsal. Let's see the impact of John Keir's half-time team talk. Here goes Jack Ormonroyd, gets the legs going forward past Kirk, can't get past Flanagan. Quick play the ball. Carter will go to Porter, and Porter's going to be wrapped up on the fifth tackle 25 metres out from the Bradford line. It goes to Connor Robinson. Robinson over the head of Alden Grant towards McNally. McNally is going to be brought down a metre in front of his own try line, so narrowly avoids the goal line dropout. And with a minute gone on Bulls Live Proper Sport at the start of this second half, let us know in the comments what Bradford need to do to get back in this game. Also, let us know what you think York did really well in that first half that has got them in this commanding position of a 24-4 lead. Flanagan to Chisholm. Chisholm's going to kick early in the count, looks for a 40-20, but it just goes dead over the dead ball line. 7 tackle set coming up. It'll allow Bradford to set their defensive stall out on their own 30-metre line, but York will have that extra tackle. And as we said, today the 34th meeting between Bradford and York, and the breakdown of the wins. Bradford have had 20, York 11, and there have been 2 draws out of the previous 33. And you go back to a Yorkshire Cup game here at Odsal in 1957 when it was Bradford Northern 2, York 2 in the post-war era. But here we are in the here and now, 2018, and both these sides want to escape Betfred League One at the first opportunity. And here come York striding down the right-hand edge. Ormonroyd's brought down, tries to win a penalty, gets to his feet, wins the penalty. Bradford laying on in the tackle. It's George Flanagan who's penalised, and the first penalty of the second half goes to the visitors. And the message from James Ford is going to be to keep the pressure on. They don't want to go for 2 points. So the penalty count now is 9-5, and York have got a bit of added zip here. We've had 2.5 minutes gone. Here goes Cockayne to Robinson. Robinson on the diagonal to Batchelor. Batchelor scored 2 tries against the Bulls at Bootham Crescent. And there's a bit of a head knock, a head collision here, and referee Matt Ross-Lee will stop the clock, and on will come Aaron Scholes, the Bulls physio. So, John, not so much of an impact at the start of this second half. The Bulls had an early set of 6. They defended well, but then on the ensuing set of 6, we did see James Dane Chisholm kicking on the 3rd tackle and a little bit too much on it.
Yeah, and it looks like now we're going to lose Keys here, which is the last thing that we want to do today. The doctor's coming back off the field here, so this isn't looking very good, is it, for Joe? But yeah, York have come out of the blocks again, but you know, we kick away possession. I know we kicked on the 3rd, but then we kick, you know, oh dear, this isn't looking too good, is it?
Well, Joe Keys has just come back from a back injury. We all know about his unfortunate injury in the World Cup when playing in that Ireland and Wales fixture out in Perth, and what appeared to be a head collision in the tackle is now looks like it's taking a turn for the worse, because the referee was straight on top of Joe Keys. He stopped the clock and called for Aaron Scholes and Donald Young, the Bradford Bulls physio and club doctor, and this is a scene that no one really wants to see, and we just got to hope that Joe Keys is going to be okay, but it's going to be safety first here, John.
It looks like it. It's a shame though, really, because you know, we need Joe, don't we, in this game? But it's not looking good. The spinal board's out there, so I think he's coming off.
Dave Rogerson says this could be the biggest win in York's history. Callum Laurie says the Bulls need to learn to complete the sets. And Mark Cummings' first half assessment, York by far the better team all over. David Peng, Ken Bonlan and Tom Sharif joining us on the Bulls Live Proper Sport feed this afternoon. And Paul Jenkins says, back to basics for the Bulls, just play basic rugby league football. And Adam Gilmartin, if York register a win of 49 points or more this afternoon, they will be back on top against the Bradford Bulls. Well, next week for the Bulls, they have the trip down the M1 to face London Scholars. That's a game you can watch on Bulls Live and Proper Sport next Saturday. Kick-off 3 o'clock there at New River Stadium. For the York City Knights, they will host Coventry Bears at Bootham Crescent next Sunday before a home game against the North Wales Crusaders. But as we said, crucial games coming up for both sides. Bradford still have to face Workington, who defeated the Bulls back at Derwent Park, their last defeat at the start of April, and Whitehaven here at Odsall, as well as Oldham away, while York, they have Hunslet and Whitehaven, and also Scott Naylor's Oldham side coming to Bootham Crescent. So the intricacies of the remaining fixtures, if York were to get the win this afternoon, really would mean the final 8 games of the season would be grand final time. It would potentially go down to points for and against.
Those teams who could be the future stars of our game.
And Joe Keys just getting put on the stretcher. And we sincerely hope it is nothing too serious and it is all just precautionary measures. Well, John Keys, the father of Joe, who's on the stretcher, has just left the gantry, which is understandable. And Tom Maguire who I called the first game of the season. Tom's going to join us. And no one likes to see this, Tom, and you can understand the father-son relationship, and John's going to rightfully be down pitch side with his son.
Definitely, no one likes to see these scenes. I understand Dom, our director today, he's not going to be on Joe whilst they're treating him, so just look at the crowd. It's a great crowd as well today. What was it, over 5,000 we think, Mick? So it's good, and like you were saying, it seems an age ago since the first game against York, which we were calling. Obviously went right down to the wire. And it's just been a thrilling competition ever since between these two sides. Both have obviously wanting to try and get into the championship, as you say. And whilst this is putting a bit of a dampener on it, you know, the intensity of these two sides going at it, hammer and tong, it's one of the good things about this game, isn't it?
Well, when play resumes, York will have a full set of 6, 10 metres out from the Bradford line. They declined the 2 points, and you almost suspect a 5th try to York would potentially be too much of an uphill challenge for the Bulls. But oh boy, they've certainly still within a shot at 37 minutes remaining. We've just had 3 minutes gone at the start of this second half, and Joe Keys about to be led from the field of play. His neck his head in the neck brace, and we can only hope that is nothing too serious. And great to see this big bumper crowd here at Odsal this afternoon. The Bulls and the Knights supporters all giving Joe a massive send-off.
You'd expect nothing else, Mick. You know, rugby league fans, it doesn't matter who's down, you applaud them off, and you can see James Ford's coming over. I think he's wanting to just give him a little bit of a touch. But you know, to the fans that are booing James there, that's not out. It's out of order. There's no need for that. He's just wishing him well. Anyway, back on with the action.
Ben Cockayne to Marsh. Marsh to Butler Fleming. Butler Fleming played 3 games for the Bulls here at Odsal earlier on in the season. Dual Reg work that one out. But York here now looking for a 5th try and a chance to further extend their lead. Scott will play the ball. It'll go to Cockayne. Cockayne looks at options, finds Porter. Porter down the middle, traps the arm by Peltier, and he's brought down on tackle number 4. A tackle remaining here for James Ford's side. 3 metres or so from the line. Harry Carter has knocked the ball on. It was a heavy collision there from Matt Garside, who raced out of that Bulls defensive line. And I think Matt Garside has come up with the goods there. It is scrum head and feet to the Bulls, so Matt Garside, a crucial tackle, and he dislodged the ball there from the interchange hooker Harry Carter, and the Bulls know that time is of the essence. The clock and scoreboard against them, and they will call referee Matt Loss-Lee to call time off. So, can the unthinkable happen here at Odsal? 36 minutes remain as it goes from Flanagan to Ryan. Mikey Wood is back out there on the field. Minchella has gone into the half position with Chisholm. Of course, Minchella played a lot of rugby in the middle of the field. 56 games with the Sheffield Eagles over 2 seasons, so it'll be interesting to see how Chisholm and Minchella go. Ross Peltier loses the ball, but York inside the 10. 10th penalty that York have conceded now, and this will be the pick-me-up for the Bulls, Tom.
Definitely. I've got to say though, Matt Garside, his intensity all season long. When he goes into the tackle, he doesn't hold back. He really wants it. Referee pulling it back here for playing the ball too fast. Never like that, mate. Never like it.
Johnson's going to tap it and he'll give it to Green. Green, 27 years of age, on loan from Castleford to the end of the season. Here comes the momentum, here comes the surge. It's Flanagan, 2 tries last week against Hunslet. He was instrumental in that second half performance. Will Lightning strike twice? Chisholm, crossfield kick, looking for Ethan Ryan. Ryan palms it back in field. It's come off a York hand. Scrum head and feet to the Bulls. More pressure here for the York City Knights coming up. We've got 35 minutes remaining now. Bulls 4, Knights 24. We're waiting for the first score of the second half.
A great play from Ethan Ryan there, just dabbing it back in, getting both his hands to it. And it doesn't matter when you've got that number of bodies round by the wing, someone's going to knock it out, aren't they? So thankfully it's gone the way of the Bradford Bulls.
Here goes Mikey Wood, driving towards the line. Bradford can smell a second try. Flanagan to Minchella. Minchella through a gap. Can he get the ball down? No, he can't. Brad Hay wraps him up and brings him back in the field of play. Minchella will play the ball. 2 out. Flanagan. It's Mikey Wood. Wood's got the ball down. Has he? Referee looks held up. We will go back to the 10. Incessant pressure here. Coming up for the ball for the Knights as the Bulls look to get back in the game. It's Kirk, I beg your pardon, not Wood. Flanagan in at dummy half to Peltier. Peltier is like a man possessed. And he's brought down a metre shy of the line. And it's another penalty to the Bulls. 11-5, the penalty count now against York. And there's a York player down interfering with play. The referee will stop the clock once again. Barbara Batten says, come on you Bulls. And Richard Beswick's asking where Jordan Lilly is. Well, Jordan Lilly, from speaking to both Jordan and John Keir at Tong when it was announced on Tuesday, I don't think Jordan Lilly was ever going to feature this afternoon. John Keir wants Jordan to learn the plays, the moves, the templates, and I think Jordan potentially will be making his Bulls debut on Saturday afternoon when we're down at New River Stadium for that. Another tantalising tie as the London Scholars host the Bradford Bulls. But what can the Bulls do here? Connor Robinson back to his feet, time back on. Flanagan will play the ball and he'll go to Kirk. That's tackle number 1. 34 minutes remaining. Flanagan throws the dummy out of dummy half. He's brought down on top of the York line. The post shaking. Green in a dummy half. Will now look to find Minchella. Finds Minchella. Minchella on the left-hand edge. Bullet pass to Chisholm. Chisholm's pass goes between the legs. Ethan Ryan has it. Ryan towards the line. Brought down there by Matt Marsh. Matty Marsh on dual reg. Takes the tackle. It touched Maziv, and it is back to 1. Bradford over the line with Garside. That's the 4th time now in this game. York have held the Bulls up. And once again, Tom, we go back to the 10.
Brilliant goal line from defence from York. Start of the game, they've just since then they've just completely kept their goal line deep, brilliantly tight.
Chisholm to Green. Green's lost the ball in the tackle. It's gone backwards, picked up by Chisholm. Where's the spark from the Bulls? Here goes Flanagan. Flanagan towards the corner. Once again, scrambling defence there from Butler Fleming and Brad Hay. They go deep to Minchella, to Peltier. Peltier grappled and dragged to the ground by Sam Scott. And once again, York inside the 10. It's now a 12 penalty to York, and the referee, is he going to put York on a team warning? He's speaking to Mike again.
A team warning's been overdue. This has been a little bit silly, the amount of penalties now, and they're all back to back. Surely a team warning is warranted.
Bradford, a 4th set of 6. It's now or never, you feel. 33 minutes remaining on the clock. 20 points the gap. Can they break York's resolve? Liam Kirk there was like no man in no man's land. And now Liam Kirk has given away a penalty, not playing the ball correctly. Dane Chisholm slams the ball into the ground. It just misses the referee. And once again, Tom, it's similar to what we saw in the first half. The Bulls having all the penalties, all the pressure, but credit to the York City Knights. That was some immovable defence. And just fine touch Connor Robinson just fine touch.
Yeah, Dane Chisholm planting that ball down in anger, I think, is a bit of is almost symbolism of how this game has been for the Bulls. Just frustrating, and the York, regardless of how they're keeping them out, they've kept them out, and they'll love it. They're winning 20 points by 20 points. They'll keep it all day long.
Wakefield now beating Hull FC by 50 points to 0. That is Leeds Rhinos confirmed in the bottom 4. Wow, what a Super 8s competition we are going to have. And you tell me now, people want to take this away. Where's the benefit in that? York, 10 metres inside the Bradford half. Ellis to Robinson to Cockayne. Neat little ball on that right-hand edge. York are on the last tackle, 25 metres out. And Ben Cockayne, game management, leadership qualities, drills that into touch. And it will be a scrum, head and feed to the Bradford Bulls. And John Keys has joined us. John, hopefully it's going to be good news for the thousands of people watching.
Yeah, mate, he's all right. He was knocked out. He got a knee to the bridge. You can see the mark on the back of his head. But he was out for about 10 or 15 seconds, which means he can't come back on, unfortunately, because he was out cold. But he's all right. He's walking about. He's just gone for a shower. Just a bit fed up about having to come off.
Well, there you go. Proper Sport Bulls Live, bringing you the raw elements of live sport. Not only do you get great commentary, great coverage, you also get the information hot off the press from the players' dads. Here at Utsall, though, Bradford still fighting. Another penalty as George Flanagan catches the York markers. Not square, and we're now up to 19 penalties, still no team warning. This game, stark contrast to what we saw at Bootham Crescent. There was only 11 penalties that afternoon. This one's descended into a bit of a scrap, and the Bulls and the Knights up for the fight. Liam Johnson on tackle number 1. Here comes the team warning, you feel. Back-to-back penalties. Bradford on 14 now. The referee, Matt Rossley, will stop the clock with 31 minutes remaining, and he's just going to ask George Flanagan to come towards him. And I think, John, what he's saying here is, I don't need you screaming in my ear every time. If I see a penalty, I will give it.
He doesn't, but in the first half, I did say at half-time to the rest of the lads here in the commentary position, he hasn't warned anybody yet. There should have already been a yellow card for the big tip-up by Cockayne in the first half. So if these continual penalties, someone's got to go and you put a marker down. If you put a marker down, then people stop doing and committing those professional fouls, in my view.
Well, Bulls Live, proper sport, as we said. York defending magnificently in the heat here. Can the Bulls break this resolve? It'll be Flanagan who will tap, and he'll give it to Captain Crossley. Crossley heads underneath the posts, brought down there by Johnson and Waln. Flanagan in at dummy half, to Minchella, to Chisholm, to Garside, to Ross Oakes. Ross Oakes not scored in 2018. The Bulls are over from dummy half, and the Bulls have a lifeline. It's Greg McNally. It's the second try of the afternoon for the Bulls. They strike first at the start of the second half. We've had 50 minutes gone on the clock, and on Bulls Live and Proper Sport, strap yourselves in. This one's going to go the distance like the roller coaster. It is 8 points to 24.
Yeah, needed to score first. Well done there from Greg. But again, you know what? Bradford don't want. They won a penalty, but actually gone through the process in trying to score off every play. That's what we need to keep doing. I think if they do that, you know what? There's still half an hour left. This game's not over yet.
Greg McNally on his return to action last week, and he's back with a bang. A 5th try of the season for the former Lee and Whitehaven man. Dane Chisholm finds the radar. Cometh the hour, cometh the Wolves. Could this be the biggest comeback since Lazarus? Thomas. Stay with Bulls Live and Proper Sport to find out. And you've got to ask the question now, John. After York's ill-discipline, giving all those penalties to the Bulls, how much is left in York's tank? Bulls Live Proper Sport, Bradford 10, York 24.
Yeah, well, obviously I missed 5 or 10 minutes there while I was down checking on our Joe, but interesting couple of minutes, and it'll be interesting now to see. For me, this is all about what we do here after this try. I know that's an easy thing to say, but what we've got to keep doing is just got to keep completing the sets, and that's what we've just done and scored, like I said, and that's all that York did in the first half, was complete their sets and scored.
Bradford have a bit of a roll on now as it goes from Flanagan to Crossley. Crossley on tackle 2. They're going to come down this right-hand edge with Mikey Wood. Mikey Wood attacking Robinson and Hare. 10 shy of the halfway line. It's centre field now as Flanagan goes 10 metres through the heart and soul of this York defensive line. Minchella in at dummy half. He'll find Crossley. Crossley's brought down on the last tackle. Here at Odsall Stadium, we have 27 minutes remaining. Chisholm goes high. Grant, Minchella chasing it, looking to put Manny Marsh under pressure. Manny Marsh takes it, 5 out from his own line, but the cavalry comes. It's Johnson, Wood, and Minchella. Bradford have forced their first goal and dropout of the afternoon, and here comes the music, the war cry. The Bulls have York on the rack. 14 points the difference. 26 minutes remain, and the clock's going to be stopped because the ball has been thrown over the dead ball line.
Great kick from Dane. Now Joe's gone off. Now's the time we're going to see who the real players are in this team. We're going to see who the real leaders are. And you know what? This game isn't beyond Bradford. That kick and that tackle have just, I think, has just sent a big message to the York City Knights fans and team.
The Bulls have woken up at last, says Mark Cummings. Crossley on tackle number 1. Garside to Kirk. Kirk brought down on the York 20-metre line. Second tackle gone. Here goes Flanagan. Flanagan in front of the post. 10 metres out. Thought about offloading the ball in the tackle. Greg McNally behind him says calm it down, so a bit of level-headed experience there. Here goes Ross Peltier. Peltier still going forward. He's got the ball down. There's Bradford and Odsall. The game is back on. It's alive. 14 points to 24. 2 quick fire tries from the Bulls. Game back on.
Well, if Key's going off does this every week, I'm happy to see him carry on. What a great starting off, great last 5 minutes, eh? But, you know, Elliot Minchella made that, didn't he, with that massive hit on the previous set. Great stuff. Let's hope Dane kicks the 2 now, we keep the momentum going.
Ross Peltier will not score a more important try all season long. His 6th of the season. Chisholm, quick, converts, adds the extra 2. Bulls Live Proper Sport. 3 minutes ago, the Bulls trailed by 20. They're now trailed by 8. 26 minutes remaining in this game. This is what we saw at Boven Crescent on the opening game of the season. It was a belter. Here we come. Part 2, second servings. Have you got the appetite for more? Connor Robinson, back on the way, in towards the far corner, taken by Ryan. Ryan to Crossley. Crossley brought down by Spears and Scott in a 2-man tackle. But the Fleming comes in as the 3rd man. And Steve Crossley's brought down 15 out from his own try line. John Keir, very animated, just telling them to calm things down. They have the clock now. We still have 24 minutes remaining on Bulls Live at Proper Sport. But those 2 quick-fire tries from McNally and Peltier have got the Bulls firmly back in this Betfred League One Classic. Minchella in at dummy half, finds Mikey Wood. Wood will carry Bradford just inside the York half, and they've extinguished their set of 6. It is the last tackle. Flanagan to Chisholm. Chisholm goes high once again, looking to put Matty Marsh under pressure. Marsh takes it 5 away from his own line. He's got a wrong foot. Johnson can't get past Grant, and the Yorkshire Knights at long last have ball in hand. Ellis in at dummy half. Here goes Ashley Robson. Robson's away. Robson's up to halfway nearly. It was Johnson and Wood, the two Huddersfield giant. Low knees. Johnson seems to be suffering with perhaps a little bit of cramping back play, but here come York surging forward, and that was Tim Spears. Ellis into the breadbasket of Wall. Jordan Wall's going to be brought down 20 metres out in front of the post. Back to Ellis. To Johnson. And York, wow, they've gone 80 metres. They're on the last tackle. 10 out. Ben Kincaid, the pass out wide. Still keeping it going towards Mazeev, and Mazeev is brought down on the power play. Scrambling defence there from the Bulls. It remains Bradford 16, York 24.
Fantastic scramble defence there, across that on the left edge there from Bradford, done well. But York went 80, 90 metres there. We've got to stop that. Lots of holes behind the rock, and that's where they made their ground there. But good start for the second half from the Bulls.
Ross Oakes brought down on the second tackle. Hallis back out there on the field. Here goes Peltier to Wood. Wood steps inside here. Can't get past Batchelor. And as we all know about Joe Batchelor, certainly attracted a lot of attention. He will join St Helens next season as Minchella carries Bradford up to halfway. Hands it to Hallis. McNally gives the gift there to Bustin, and Bustin, who's just been brought on as we approach the hour mark at Odsall, is brought down on the last. A metre inside the York half. Chisholm, the boy from Mullen goes straight down front of Matty Marsh, and Matty Marsh, who once upon a time made his Super League debut for Hunkinston Rovers against Salford back in 2015, safe as houses, will get to his feet and he'll play the ball 15 metres out. 22 minutes remaining in this match. We're approaching the hour mark, the final quarter. 8 points the difference. Can the Bulls and John Keir mastermind a famous comeback? Out of dummy half. Here goes Ben Cockayne, options to the left. Was the York player taken out off the ball? The York supporters think so, but there's a knock on the dummy half from Andy Ellis. Andy Ellis just getting the butterfingers there. That is only York's 5th error in this whole match. It'll be scrum head and feed to Bradford Bulls. The clock is stopped with 21 minutes remaining, and the score remains Bradford Bulls 16, York 24. If you're just joining us, York led 24-0 after 27 minutes through Johnson, Kincaid, Mazeev and Porter. Robinson 4 from 5 attempts, but since then the Bulls have regrouped, they've refocused, and they have scored through Grant, McNally and Peltier. Chisholm 2 from 3 attempts, and you almost suspect that this one will be going down to the wire. We will have the grand finale. The referee will stop the clock because York have players down in back play just receiving a bit of attention, and so too do the Bulls. But more importantly, John, with player safety paramount, it's going to allow the physios and the 18th and 19th men to bring on the fluid and rehydrate the players.
Yeah, interesting. A couple of York players went down there, were nowhere near the collision of the ball, so I don't know what that's about, but it happens a lot in these games. And not being funny, it's a game for tough men, this, so I think some of it's a little bit of play action, if I'm honest. You remember our Rochdale 90-minute match we had last year in the baking heat. Bradford are doing well. You know what? Look, York broke away there. Fantastic tackle to force a knock on.
Well, in this second half, we've had 32 minutes gone, but we did have a lengthy injury to Joe Keys. So, just shy of the hour mark here on Proper Sport. The final 20 minutes are going to be breathtaking. Here come the Bulls. Minchella brought down by Robson on this right-hand edge. Batchelor also in there. Allison at dummy half. Gives the ball there to Kirk. Kirk's going to be brought down on tackle number 2 as Bradford move the ball down the middle with Busting. Busting just shy of the halfway line on the 3rd tackle. 2 tackles remaining in this set of 6 for John Keir's side. Hallis to Chisholm to Crossley. Crossley attacking the left edge and Butler Fleming and Wall coming in on tackle number 4. Here goes Liam Kirk. This will be the 5th and last tackle. Bradford 25 out from that York try line. It goes to Chisholm. Chisholm with an angled reverse kick. Lucky for Ethan Ryan. It's touchdown in the corner. The touchdown says try. This is unbelievable. The try has been awarded. I have seen everything there is to see in rugby league. Dear God, take my soul now. 20 points to 24.
Matthew Ryan, did you watch that in the sunshine? What a fantastic finish from Ethan. And I have no qualms in saying, since Keys left the field, Chisholm has absolutely stepped into the boots of both halfbacks here and leading this team around the field, which is what me and a lot of other people have been waiting for. Fantastic from him so far. But what a finish from Ethan Ryan. Unbelievable.
We have just seen the try of the century. We've just watched it back on the replay. That is absolutely sensational from Ethan Ryan. The way his body contorts and he has got the ball down. It is a clean grounding. The touch judge was in the perfect position. No need for any video referees at big screens. It is 20 points to 24. Ethan Ryan with his 22nd try of the season. And Dane Chisholm is now going to attempt the extra 2 from the far stand touchline. It's there! The Bulls have narrowed the gap to 2. Look at the scenes at Oxford. This massive record crowd in the sun.
We're just saving now.
Bulls live, Crofter Sport, 22 points to 24.
Bradford just need to keep their cool here now and no silly penalties, no errors. Just keep doing what they're doing.
.5 minutes remaining. Ethan Ryan has lit up Odsal. Absolutely phenomenal try. I'm still struggling for words to describe how Ethan Ryan has got that ball down, but that has to be, in all my years of coming to Odsal Stadium, the most spectacular finish we will ever see. York still have a 2-point lead as Hallis knocks the ball on the halfway line. York still hunting that famous victory. And Alan Mulqueen says, what a game this has been. Scrum, head and feed to York. This one not over by a long shot, but McNally Peltier and Ethan Ryan, 3 Bradford tries. And 18 points have turned this game on its head. 16.5 minutes remaining. How's the blood pressure, everyone? I'll tell you something. This one has been right up there. And I think an author who will write the headlines is still out there on the field. Here goes Tim Spears, takes the pass from Ellis. Spears is brought down, 35 away from the Bradford line. Centre field, good field position here as it goes to Robinson. Robinson's been ineffective in the second half, although he's somehow got the ball out of the back door, and it goes to Ash Robson. Robson smothered there by Minchella and Wood. Ellis out of dummy half, goes down the middle channel, and it is going to be Jordan Wall who's wrapped up there. Last tackle, says referee Matt Rossley. What have York got? Is there a response? Cockine! Chisholm's palmed the ball down. Will come back. Scrum head and feet to York. It remains Bradford 22, York 24. 15 minutes remaining here at Odsal Stadium. Ethan Price says, come on, York.
Do you know what? If Chisholm had caught that ball, I don't think anybody would have caught him. Bit tit for tat at the last couple of minutes into the try. York have come back pretty strong, to be honest. Bradford need to try and keep them out here. 2-point ball game, you know, it's important if we have a good set of D here, then see what we do on the next set.
James Ford looking anxious down on the touchline. He has seen his 20-point lead evaporate in just 13 second half minutes. St Helens bound Batchelor wrapped up 10 metres out from the Bradford line. No one in this record crowd is leaving this famous old stadium. And York have done a crucial error out wide. Butler Fleming's pass towards Maziv has gone into touch. Everyone collectively held their breaths there, and the scrum will be formed head and feet to the Bulls. It's almost like being back at Odsal in '96 and the heavy days of Bull Mania. The war cry goes up around Odsal. The gap is just 2 points. How crucial, John, is going to be the leadership qualities of both sides. The game on a knife edge.
Yeah, crucial. I mean, I can't believe they've just thrown that ball. It went forward and into touch. Bradford need to complete this set here now, don't they? Make some good ground. I don't know whether York are tiring. Bradford have come out really sharp. I mean, they obviously got sprayed big time by John at half time there, but much better performance into Key's injury. So has that lifted them, or have they just decided we've got to do something about it? Maybe a bit of both, but interesting. James Green's back on the field now. Let's see what he can contribute in the last 15 minutes.
James Green wrapped up, 15 short of halfway. Minchella to Johnson. Johnson inside the York half. Bradford with tackles remaining in this set. They're in centre field, moving the ball laterally towards Busting. Busting juggles, keeps hold, and we're now on the fifth and last tackle for the Bulls. Hallis in there at dummy half. Finds Chisholm. Chisholm, another crossfield kick. Looking for Ethan Ryan. The blade bounce, it's in the in-goal area. It's touched. Young behind Maziv's hands. Bradford have a second goal line dropout of the afternoon. And at 22 points to 24, how much energy is left in this York tank? James Ford about to send on Omenroyd and Horn. This will be a double interchange and his final one of the afternoon. John Keir still has two remaining. We have 13 minutes remaining on the clock here at Odsal Stadium. Ethan Ryan returns the ball just inside the York 40. Garside to Busting. Busting gets the attention of Spears and Wall, and he's going to be brought down in roughly the same place he received the ball. Hallis to Chisholm. Flat inside ball to Crossley. Crossley will carry Bradford just shy of the 20-metre line. Hallis, Chisholm, Chisholm to Green. Green's inside the York 20, and that's the fourth tackle here for John Keir's side. Green will play the ball in front of the post. It goes to Hallis, a bit of indecision. Hallis decides to take the tackle 8 metres out. This is the fifth and last tackle for the Bradford Bulls. 12 and a half minutes remaining. They trail by 2 points. McNally, Minchella, Chisholm, lightning strike twice. Chisholm towards Ethan Ryan. York have the ball. It's Juna Maziv. Maziv's away. Maziv, massive try coming up here for the York City Knights. He's going to go the distance. Maziv will swan dive over the line, and the City Knights are just 10 minutes away from that first win at Oxford since 1985. What a try! Bradford had to go for it, and it's 28 points to 22. Judai Maziv has his second of the afternoon, and that has shocked the Bulls.
Yeah, considering Ethan's finishing ability, but for me then, if we'd have looked up, I think we had 4 or 5 against 3 there on the right hand side, and we kicked. And not being funny, if people watch our games and do their work on us, they'll be expecting us to kick. What they're not expecting is us to run at them. So it's a great try for the lad, and he's run 85, 90 metres, but to me we just picked the wrong option there. It's sad, but reality is if we'd have run, I think we'd have scored anyway.
It's only sad if you're from a Bradford disposition, but the York supporters here at Odsall, along with Katie Best and Joshua O'Leary and Jacob Buxton and Jamie Byworth, get in there. York lead by 6. Crucial kick coming up now from Connor Robinson. We have 10 minutes remaining on the clock. Robinson gives York a crucial 8-point lead here at Odsall Stadium. They've scored 5 tries to 4. It really has been another thrilling encounter from Bradford League One. Robinson, 5 from 6 attempts. And referee Matt Rossley will say the ball's gone backwards there. Here come York. They've lost the ball now. 20 metres out from the right try line. Mikey Wood with a clattering hit there on Jack Omenroyd. Seventh error of the afternoon from the York City Knights, and let's not forget the Knights arrived here at Odsall on the back of a 6-game winning streak. Their last defeat was a 26-18 loss away to Whitehaven. Bradford currently on a 12-game winning streak, and their last defeat equally on the Cumbrian Peninsula. Just a little bit further up the road at Workington. Here come the Bulls. We have 9 minutes remaining. Don't divert your eyes away from this one. Green, tackle number 2. Spears and Ellis and Omenroyd in a free-man tackle. Hallis to Chisholm, to Minchella, to McNally, to Dalton Grant. Dalton Grant's gone without the ball. The chance has gone begging. It was Ashley Robson on this main stand wing position. He put the pressure on Dalton Grant, and that is the 15th error from the Bulls. And despite the period where they scored 18 points in 13 minutes via tries from McNally, Peltier and Ryan John, the overriding thought on the performance as a whole is going to be those 15 errors, and those errors that have come crucially 20 metres out from the York line.
Yeah, I mean, to me there, I thought the ball's reached out actually one-on-one, and that's fine, but you know, we should be sliding over to score them, shouldn't we, from 3 yards out? Then no one can do anything about it.
Bradford offside at the scrum. Well, we've seen everything this afternoon. Spectacular tries, absorbing action, and even a differential penalty for good measure. Robinson finds touch, 20 metres shy of the halfway line. This is the moment now. Match point, you suspect. Just under 9 minutes remaining. Can Bradford score twice? They need the ball. York, though, everything and the damage was done in that opening 27 minutes. Marsh to Horn. Horn with all the experience. He knows how to run down the clock. Here goes Oman Royd. Yorker hunting a 6th try. Last tackle, 20 metres out. Marshing at dummy half to Robinson. Robinson on the power play. Sucks in Johnson. And McNally fighting for the ball there. And there's a bit of shirt grabbing there between Batchelor and Hallis. The touch should just come on. The clock has been stopped. 8.5 minutes remaining. Referee will say that is going to be a play of the ball. And Bradford, John, they've got to go 90 metres here now. We're in the final 8 minutes.
They have, but they've got to do it twice, haven't they, is the thing, because it's 8-point difference in it at the moment, is that right? But we just, I don't know. That, like I said, that kick to the corner there, that interception try was a bit of a giveaway, and I think if Bulls had have scored off that set, I think we'd have seen a different last 10 minutes.
Ross Peltier on the second tackle. Hallis to Steve Crossley. Crossley goes rampaging down the middle. It'll be a famous win for head coach James Ford. Chisholm, crossfield kick, finds Liam Johnson. Johnson looks for support, back to Chisholm. Chisholm's away! Here goes Nate Chisholm! Chisholm's brought down, 25 out. That was magic. Penalty coming up here to the Bradford Bulls. The crowd are winning the card. Referee Matt Rossley has a thing. Yorker still at 13 men. Crucially though, the clock continues to tick down. 15 penalties to 7. Minchella, time of the essence. Hallis to Peltier. Peltier nearly lost the ball there on contact with Porter and Batchelor. Quick play the ball to Green. James Green's caught high. Make that the 16th penalty of the afternoon to the Bulls. I'm running out of places to put the tally on the penalty count. The clock is stopped. Luke Harps, Paul Andrew, Mark Derry, Joshua Leary, looking tough joining us, so too Darren Pickersgill. And John Keir has said Dane Chisholm will go for the extra 2. The gap back down to 6. 24 points to 30. A bit of an unorthodox move, some might say. You see it happen in the NRL on a weekly basis. John Keir knows a try and a conversion will see the share of the spoils, a crucial share of the spoils, one might add. But the Bulls, they have 6 minutes remaining. The clock stops once again. Chisholm with his 4th successful conversion attempt from 5. It's hard to help. Here is health think here. Matt Charnock joins us. Well, the message from James Ford is discipline. No more penalties. They've been on a heavy 17-7 penalty count now. And it must be said, all those penalties have not come at once, but York certainly riding the luck and testing the patience of referee Matt Rossley. Connor Robinson straight into the corner. Ross Oakes takes it. Are we about to see another chapter in this Bradford-York fixture? 5 minutes remaining on the clock. Hallis out of dummy half to Dane Chisholm. Dane Chisholm towards Peltier. Ross Peltier wrapped up by Batchelor, so too Butler Fleming and also Brad Hay. Tim Spears also in there at the side. Hallis, Green. Bradford inside the York half, looking for options. Downtown with Crossley, looks for the support from McNally. Keeps on to the ball. It's last tackle here. They're inside the final 10. Elliot Minchella goes for a crossfield kick. The ball's bounced into the in-goal area. Ethan Ryan tries to palm it back, but it just went behind Butler Fleming, and it will be a 7-tackle set here for the York City Knights. It remains Bradford 24, York 30 in a Betfred League One thriller. This has been sensational rugby league football. York just taking a little bit of time off the clock. Ellis to Marsh. That's tackle number 1, wrapped up. On the 0 tackle. 6 remain. They'll move it down towards its right-hand edge. 24-4, York led at half-time. Second half, a bit of a different tale. 20 points to 6 to the Bulls, but as we said, the damage done with York capitalising on all those Bulls errors and penalties in that opening 30 minutes. Horn to Johnson. Johnson wrapped up on his back. 4th tackle gone here. Quick play the ball needed. Ellis past Crossley. Past Peltier. Peltier just grapples him down. Here's the last tackle for York. Robinson finds the support of Batchelor. The ball's gone to ground. It's picked up by McNally. McNally on the 0 tackle. He's gone down on his own 20-metre line. That's going to be a penalty to the Bradford Bulls. York lean on in the tackle. The referee still keeps his card in his pocket. That's 18 penalties to 7. The clock won't be stopped with 3 minutes remaining. The Bulls are going to have 1 set of 6, you feel, inside the York half. Dane Chisholm finds touch on the halfway line. JJ Hurst says, great advert for rugby league. And Alan Mulqueen, it is a good old style game of rugby league, enjoying it. Hallis to Green. Green's brought down 35 metres away from that York try line. Are we about to see late drama at Odsal Stadium? Peltier rolled over on his back. 3rd tackle gone. 2 remaining for John Keir's side. Hallis towards Chisholm. Chisholm delays the pass to Minchella. Minchella to Johnson. And that is tackle number 4. 1 tackle remaining here for the Bulls. We have 2 minutes exactly remaining in this game. Chisholm out to Crossley. Crossley fronts up, still going. Crossley's lost the ball. It's gone backwards. Here comes Chisholm. Dean Chisholm. Sensational save at Oxford Stadium. It's going to be that top. The pressure will be on Dean Chisholm. And York, crestfallen players all around Oxford Stadium. They cannot believe what has just happened. Dalton Grant has given Dane Chisholm the kick from the touchline to take a share of the spoils. Unbelievable sporting drama.
Oh, what do you make of that? Steve Costley kept that play open, and all of a sudden Chisholm just dropped a pass straight out to Dalton. What a great finish. When these 2 meet, there's always a bit of drama, eh?
The pressure now on Dane Chisholm. This kick to rescue the unlikeliest point in Bradford Bulls history. They were trailing 24 points to 4. Chisholm, it's gone across the face of the post. York will escape with a famous victory, one feels. 30 points to 28. There's 20 seconds remaining on the clock. What a game of rugby league football this has been. York, their last win at Odsal was back when Bradford Bulls were called Bradford Northern. And Bradford, they're going to have a miracle play. It's termed the Hail Mary. We've got 12 seconds remaining. Connor Robinson towards Chisholm. Chisholm, a little chip on the inside to Ethan Ryan. York have dropped on the ball. It's Andy Ellis. The hooter will sound. Full time here at Oxford Stadium. What an absorbing, exhilarating game of rugby league football this has been. Bedford League 1 at its finest. The York City Knights have ended the Bradford Bulls' 12-game winning streak, and they will move level on points with the Bulls at the top of the table. The attendance here at Oxford Stadium this afternoon, 6,471. And every one of those supporters, John, has certainly had their money's worth. What a game! Credit to the Bulls, the never say die attitude. But York City Knights, with 8 more rounds to go after today. Wow!
Yeah, the ref's getting some stick, and if I'm honest, there must have been 30 penalties in that game, and not one person got carded, which to me is a shame. Fair play to York, they did it in the first 20 minutes. This game was nearly done, to be honest. Bradford made a great comeback. I think Keys going off seemed to spark a bit with the way that the Bulls played, but York are deserving. It's a shame, but now we're going to see what we're really made of in the next 10 games.
Well, we forgot to ask the viewers for the man of the match, John. I think from a York, a neutral perspective, it's got to go to Connor Robinson.
Yeah, I think so. I think he kicked very well in the first half, didn't he, Connor? He doesn't miss many goal kicks either. Sad, but you know what? There's always plenty of time to come back and sort everything out, so no problem. The spirit showed in the second half was good.
Well, full time here then on Bulls. Live and proper sport. Everybody getting their breath back. Tom Maguire will be joining pitchside shortly. Mark Burdell says, decent fight back, but can't give a team like York a 20-point lead. Lee Williams enjoying the coverage. Matt Corp, better game than some Super League games I've seen. Steve McGuinean